Hey there. So today is July 5th, 2026. Yesterday, I cooked a bunch of hamburgers for me and my dog, some hot dogs, and then I watched TV, something I don't do that often. I started off with Rick and Morty, which is always awesome. Got the new season. And then I wanted something a bit different. And I didn't feel like dealing with commercials. So I got the Amazon Prime, no commercials. I figured I'd watch Weapons, the horror movie Weapons that came out in 2025, I think. It came out recently. There's still some fresh buzz about it. I went into this kind of hesitantly. It was written and directed by Cregger. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Zach is a hard name. I knew him from two previous things. Whitest Kids You Know, which is one of the greatest absurdist sketch comedy troupes of all time. And then the movie Barbarian, which I know he directed, not sure if he wrote that as well. I was very unimpressed with Barbarian. It was a creature feature. If that's your bag, have at it. For me, world building is incredibly important. If it's not a credible world, I can't suspend my disbelief. In Barbarian, it just made no sense. I mean, it was, stylistically, obviously, there was a lot of talent on set. It was a beautifully shot film. It just was stupid, in my opinion. It very much gave me the same impression of Jordan Peele. I like Jordan Peele's first film, Get Out, reasonably well. I would say it was a 6. But it showed a lot of promise. However, then there was that second film. What was it? Them, Us, something like that. Where they had the one really spooky shot of the little girl in the Hall of Mirrors at the Beachside Carnival, and then the rest of it is just like, what the hell? How do all those people survive underground? It makes no sense. So, I was kind of getting very Jordan Peele vibes from Cregger, which is understandable. Both of them were hilarious comedians. I mean, Key and Peele is one of the greatest sketch shows of all time. Obviously, genius level talents. But the horror thing, maybe just isn't a great transition for them. They want to incorporate the ideas without doing the heavy lifting of the world building, of selling that world, at least to me. I'm sure there are people out there who think Jordan Peele hangs the moon. More power to you. I'd love to see him do more comedic stuff personally, but his horror just isn't for me. He's like Rob Zombie. I can't stand a Rob Zombie horror film. Just boring as shit, in my opinion. So with Weapons, I was like, I wanted something different from Rick and Morty, and I figured, what the hell? I'll give any director 2 chances, at least. And man, I'm glad I did, because Weapons is one of the best horror films I've seen in a very long time. I would rank it up there, slightly below The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Probably up there with Oculus in terms of a fresh, engaging horror movie, and the world building is just stellar. They really got that right. I believed what I was seeing. I know it's fiction, of course, but I was able to buy into it. The casting is just on point, man. I never really would have pictured Brolin in a horror film. like this. I view him, except for the comic book stuff, which I don't care for, I view him as more of a dramatic actor. Julia Garner is everywhere. She's very good in this. I like this better than that film that was the prequel to Rosemary's Baby, where she was in an apartment or something. I couldn't even finish that. I got like an hour in and was just like, this is crap. But so I went into Weapons with really low expectations, and man, did it deliver in spades. Just non-stop action or plot development, an actual mystery at the heart of it, which is something you don't get a lot, especially in like a Rob Zombie film. A Rob Zombie film, there's no mystery. It's just a bunch of crazy people hacking up, other people, lots of blood and all that bullshit. It's gratuitous violence, which I just find boring. I'm not a big slasher fan. So, anyhow, Weapons is definitely worth your time if you like horror, or if you just like really good films. It is an Oscar winner. The woman, I don't want to give any spoilers, but the woman who plays the main antagonist, she won an Oscar for Best Supporting. And, I don't know what caliber performances she was going up against, but I've certainly seen worse picks. She's definitely creepy in this film. So if you're looking for something to watch in the horror or thriller sort of genres, Weapons is where it's at, man. I give it a 9 out of 10. I would have liked to have seen, especially the character of James, who plays the junkie. I would like to have seen his character more on screen. I think he did an amazing job. Totally bought his character. There were some plot loopholes I won't go into, but minor things. It didn't distract me from enjoying the movie, but that's why I took 1 point off. Your mileage may vary. So, anyhow, I rarely do movie reviews. I think the last one was Love Me with Stephen Yeun, and that was an amazing romantic film. This is an amazing horror film. If that genre appeals to you, go check it out. Man, have a wonderful July 5th.